Hello there, and welcome back to That Handicapping Show, sponsored by TwinSpires.com. I'm Jason Chandler, along with Tom Lamara and Les Instone from Twin Spires. This week's featured race is the Gotham Stakes from Aqueduct. It's the only 3-year-old Kentucky Derby prep on the racing calendar. We'll also touch on the Anita Handicap in just a moment. But let's start with the Gotham, which drew a field of 9, and for the most part, it's a pretty unheralded group of 3-year-olds. With the exception of Stay Thirsty, who is, you know, on the top, near the top of everybody's, I guess most people's Derby contenders right now. He's Grade 2 placed last year and ran 5th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He is the heavy favorite here, guys, 9-5 on the morning line. And other than Toby's Corner, who won the Whirlaway, the rest of these horses are pretty unproven. But let's start, Les, with the speed factor here. There is some speed in here. The Feddies and Nacho Saint on the inside, and Norman Absorption from the
as
Bjornsson from the outside.
Absorption. That's good.
I guess Stay Thirsty ideally will sit right off of those, huh?
I'd say they'll let the cheap speed go and hopefully burn each other out.
Ouch. Oh,
cheap speed. You're taking a shot at a couple of my horses here. Be careful.
Some of these horses are eligible for non-winners of one other than, and
yeah.
you know, they're in the Gotham because they needed to fill the race.
Yeah, I can't see too many of these horses being, you know, in the starting gate in the Derby. That being said, I think Stay Thirsty is a real horse, and I think we both like him, right?
I do. You know, a few minutes ago, I was still unsure exactly how I planned to wager the mythical $20, and quite frankly, I still don't know. But Stay Thirsty. Yeah, I played the horse in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile last year. Not just him, but I really thought that he would run big. And he ran okay, but, you know, he was off for 2 months, his first start around 2 turns, but I do think that he's a 2-turn horse. I feel much more comfortable with him in this race because of course, the competition. And, you know, his works in Florida had been really, really good. He's been keeping up with Mo, I gather, right? Or at least, you know.
By all accounts, he's running stride for stride with Uncle Mo. But
you know, again, though, you know, this is an opportunity or a spot where a horse may need a race. I am going to pick him. I think, you know, the horse with the inform right now is Toby's Corner. You know, he handled his first start around the 2 turns fine. The horse that he beat in the Whirlaway came back and won the Miracle Wood at Laurel last week. You know, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he won the race because, you know, he has more recent form than Stay Thirsty, but I would expect some pretty good things from Stay Thirsty. So.
Yeah, you like Toby's Corner to pull a little bit of an upset here.
I like Toby's Corner just for the fact that he's been running recently and has a win at Aqueduct over the inner surface at this distance in the Whirlaway. And he has a brisk speed figure 103, higher than anybody else in this field.
Yeah, yeah. I talked to Graham Motion about him a couple weeks ago. He says he's still a little green and immature, and he wants to give him a chance here. And why not take a shot? It's not a killer field. So I think Stay Thirsty is just is the best horse in the race, and he's facing a lot lesser. And he's going to be odds on, but I'm not going to try to beat him here. Instead, I'm going to play a trifecta and use some price horses underneath. I like Toby's Corner, but using those 2 in a try is not going to give you any price. So I'm going to take a stand against them and use the Feddies, Nacho Saint, and Dolly. Now the Feddies and Nacho Saint are that cheap speed that you were talking about, but the Feddies breaks from the rail, and he's a fast horse. He ran 2nd to Crossbow in his debut. Comes from the very hot barn Rick Violette, who's winning at a 29% clip. So I expect this horse to set the pace and at least hang around for a while and hopefully get a piece. And Nacho Saint running for Kelly Breen, who he broke his maiden impressively last out wire to wire, and I think he'll be near the pace too. Now Dolly is the other horse I like. He Yeah, Tom's laughing because I had the horse at 10-1 in a starter handicap last out, and he won. Except I played it in exacta and I messed up the bet. But
$186.
$186 exacta that I missed. However, I was impressed with the race. He's a closing sprinter and he's stretching out for the first time. But you know, if the pace is a little hot, it could set up for a horse like Dolly to come from off the pace. Steve Asmussen.
Well, you know, he's also. I mean, he's bred to go. You know, 1 1/16 miles at least, I think. And quite frankly, you know, this is a horse who was claimed for $50,000 last December, comes back in a protected race in a starter allowance and wins. First time around, 2 turns. Maybe they ended up with a good claim here. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
There'll be a pricing.
I'm going to throw the horse in my tries for
Yeah.
sure because I think there's some upside there.
Right. Okay. Good betting race. And I don't know how much we'll learn from as far as the Kentucky Derby trail goes, but it is a Triple Crown prep,
That's right.
Let's move on to the Santa Anita Handicap, $750,000 Grade 1. The big cap drew a field of 11, a good field, and the favorite, the heavy favorite, is going to be Twirling Candy, who has won 6 out of 7. John Sadler says he's the best horse in the country. I'm not so sure about that, but at even money or odds on, I think I'll let him prove that to me. I don't know how you guys feel. Either way, I don't think we'll find out if he's the best horse until November because he won't leave the state of California, I'm sure, all year.
Well, I don't know. You know, there was a change in ownership, and some new owners are involved now. And
Sadler leaves California?
I don't know. Does he leave California? I don't know.
Yes,
if
he does.
Okay.
Yes, he does.
Not sure if he flew over the Rockies. Bob Baffert has 4 horses in here, which is, you know, that's compelling in and of itself. Spurrier, Tweepster, Game On Dude, and First Dude, who he, you know, he takes over for Dale Romans. Back to him in a minute.
Right.
You like Twirling Candy.
I love Twirling Candy. I don't think you can beat him this time. And he's 2 for 2 over the Santa Anita main track, which really points out good for him.
I don't think he's beaten too much. He's obviously been very impressive. Is he a 1.25 mile horse?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yes.
Just that simple.
Against this field, for sure.
Okay. What do you think?
Well, you know, I can't argue with that. I am not worried about 1 1/4 miles at all, and quite frankly, this looks like a horse. Well, he actually rated last time. He can rate anyway, but you know, I don't see anybody really firing out of there, which may be the only way to really beat the horse because he looks like a horse, you know, even on the stretch out, who could run, you know, loose 109 and change for 6 furlongs, and then everybody else just gets worn out chasing him, and he wins by 5 again. It wouldn't surprise me. You know what though? I'm not going there because, well, no. Last week I picked a couple horses who I thought would be, you know, 2-1, 1-5-2. I get 3-5 and 6-5 and end up with 1 winner. I think the week before or the week prior to that, it was the same thing. I'm tired of picking chalk.
Sure.
So let him beat me. That's fine. You know, I'm hoping that somebody is able to come from off the pace here, and I don't know. I'm going to pick Spurrier, one of the 4 horses trained by Bob Baffert. You know, I think he's actually improved moving off the synthetic onto the dirt. I don't think he'll have a problem at 1.25 miles. He's never been. He's been working well at Hollywood Park on synthetic, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to play a price horse across the board and hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, Spurrier has good form, there's no doubt. I guess, you know, the knock against him is his speed figures are maybe a little low.
They are low. But I'm sorry, I'm not picking.
I mean, as hot as Baffert is, you know, if you boxed all 4 as horses, that may not be a bad play. I mean,
I could see all 4 of them having a shot to hit the board, quite frankly, because when you get past Twirling Candy, I think it's wide. I think it's wide open.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'm going to be the sucker who picks First Dude again. You know, I'm stupid, and the horse has won 1 out of 13 races. He's got no more excuses. Les, we talked about this for the show. He says he can't win. He doesn't like to win. He's stolen a lot of money.
But a new trainer.
That's the thing. New trainer, Baffert.
New jockey too.
New jockey. I think you said you don't see anyone firing out. against Twirling Candy. I think
He might.
first
You
dude
think he
fires
will?
out and gets the lead, and is going to try to make Twirling Candy catch him. And
I think Glanning is going to be out there early too, and he's my price horse.
Glanning.
You know, to possibly be in the exacta or trifecta.
First,
So explain how this horse will win. This
well,
race.
wire to
I'm
wire.
just curious
I think
because I do like. I've always liked the horse.
I think if he wins, it's wire to wire. He's not going to get a ride like Kent gave him in the Sunshine Millions,
It
where
was
he's
just- that was
strangling
brutal,
him in the
brutal,
first turn. Martin Garcia is going to give him a good ride, and probably and Bafford's probably going to say go. And again, he's won 1 out of 13, and he hasn't proven that he can win. But I'm going to be the sucker that tries him again here. I like Tweepster and Soul Candy as price horses on the inside. They're both going to be big prices. Tweepster, I'm surprised, is 15 to 1, given his.
I think
recent
that'll.
form.
I think that will not be the case when the race goes off.
Yeah, but
He ran good last time.
He did. He ran very well.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, again, Twirling Candy is going to be odds on, probably, right, or even
Yeah,
money.
4 to 5, 5 to 1,
Yeah.
or 4 to 5 or even money. Yeah.
So if he's as good as Sadler says, then so be it. Let him beat us.
Well, plus I'm not into those kind of those pronouncements that this is the best horse in the country. I don't think anybody knows who the best horse in the country is right now. So
Too early. Okay.
The best horse is the one that wins money for me in the contest.
There you go.
good point.
Speaking of contests, what kind of contests are going on at Twin Spires and Briss?
Well, this Saturday is Mobile Saturday. Earn 10 times points for every dollar wagered through the mobile Twin Spires, which is mtwinspires.com, this Saturday. We also have a $25,000 Derby Prep Parlay going on. That's a long-running contest. We also have free harness PPs in March. Check the website for details. It's only certain types of harness PPs. And the leaderboard contest has started, and we just got a lot going on at twinspires.com.
Okay, check out the website. Thanks to Twin Spires and Briss, our sponsors, and thanks to everybody for watching. Have a great weekend of racing. For Tom and Les, I'm Jason. Good day.